from working 10 hours to 20 hours a week. Now, what I'm going to cover first is how to build in your area. And that in itself does focus on new recruits, but the presentation also works for established distributors as well, and here's why. In this section of my presentation, I'm going to talk about building in your local communities. So for established distributors who have already worked their area, they've pretty much exhausted maybe the resources there, or are already currently working with the businesses and organizations in that area, and they're thinking of expanding territories, these tips will work as well. Now, to start growing your business, for a new recruit, they need to promote and market themselves and their products in their area. That would be the initial thing. That's the most logical step for a new recruit to take, because starting locally makes it easy on you because you know the territory. That's one. Two, chances are you already know the people. Three, it's easier for you to join clubs and various organizations that meet in your area because you don't have to drive so far. And you might already be familiar about what your town can offer. So, the initial research of getting to know what that town is all about is taken away from you, is taken out because you already know. So that's number one. Now, the next thing you have to do now is research your neighborhood. You know your neighborhood. You have some knowledge of your neighborhood, but you need to know your neighborhood as a businesswoman, as the entrepreneur you are. So check the geography and locations of important businesses and establishments that you think will work for the products and services you have to offer. And that's the Chamber of Commerce, local healthcare providers. This is great for bra fitters, offices of chiropractors, nurse practitioners, things like that. Make a list of the local hospitals, local health clubs, local beauty salons, local beauty schools. Remember that episode we had with Kate Lesser, and she said that she had contacted a beauty school and she established kind of like a partnership with them where they're going to start ordering some of the products. That's really great, especially for those in the color division. Go to local areas that get lots of foot traffic, malls, shopping centers, restaurants, or find out which areas those are. Find out the various convention centers or halls, just the general venues that your area has to offer. And get the dates of events and see if they will fit into your business. Check for local clubs and groups, again, that meet in your area. And, read the local paper. It lets you know what's going on in your town. Now, you can all do this research in real life, or you could do it online. Google the name of your town. It'll lead you to your local Chamber of Commerce website. And did you know that Chamber of Commerce really has a business directory listing where they list all the businesses in the area? So that would be a good thing to do. You could also drive around town and note major shopping areas and stores that attract your target customer. The difference between doing your research online and actually driving around town is that online you kind of get the theory of the area, but driving around town, you really begin to taste the flavor of the city, and that's what you need to do after you do your initial research online. Another idea to give you more visibility is that while you're driving around town, use one of those magnetic car signage for extra advertisement and write down your name, the name of your business, and your email address or your website if you have it. Here's another idea for kind of giving yourself initial exposure when you're out and about on your town. Again, the most obvious one is be a product of the product. Two is wear your bra pin, and always carry business cards because you never know who you're going to encounter. And, when you kind of introduce yourself, it's really more professional and more sleek to, give your name and hand out your business card. People just take you more seriously that way. So now you've kind of scouted the area. You know that you're going to look your best when you're going around. So once you've done your initial research about your territory, make a list of your research, from contacts, from people, businesses, and organizations. Make a list, build your database of information. That is valuable information that you have on your hands now. Now, the second thing you're going to do is you're going to start networking. Now, there's two ways to network. There's online and face-to-face. We'll start with face-to-face first. Now, sometimes, when you're looking through your list, you're not going to want to really drive there right away. You're going to kind of scout it out. Like, let's say you're in Body Fashions, and you notice this one chiropractor's office looks kind of promising because, when you're kind of doing your scouting research, part of it is the hard facts, and part of it is really just your instinct. How do you feel about this place? Well, phone inquiry is a great way to kind of test the waters. Just make a general inquiry about the business and see if, you like the way they sound and if they would be open to having a meeting with you. Ask general questions, and that's a good way to feel them out. Just make a simple inquiry, and, because although you should never discount businesses, because never assume. That is such a great piece of advice. Never assume. But what you can do is in weighing out all your options, you can also assess whether, they're the ones that you want to make first contact with or put aside for later contact. And phone inquiries are a great way to do that. Another strategy is that if you approach someone with the intent to sell, chances are that you will get a rejection. However, if you approach someone with the intent to help or provide information, they really do become more open to you. Like, for example, if you're talking to a group, what you can do is that, like, let's say you're in the makeup division, you could offer them a makeover. Talk about the connection with, the right color and how it can really enhance your attractiveness. If you want to talk about breast care information, talk about the connection with wearing the right bras. Then do a complimentary bra fitting to show women how they would look with the right bra on. I mean, face it, when I wear the Judique bra, it really does make you look 10 pounds lighter without wearing anything else. And that is something that I think women would be very interested in knowing about and seeing, especially. So, if you're in Body Fashions or Color, let them know that you just want to share some information, that you're the one really doing them a favor. And you'll be surprised how, that favor can turn around into sales and recruits. What you can also do is team up with other distributors, because a lot of the times if you're doing a makeover or bra fitting, they can be an involved process. So especially if you're new, a good thing to do is to team up with other distributors so that you could see more people. Now, you might wonder, well, where do I find all these groups and organizations? And I'm going to mention a site that we've talked about lots of times, and that's meetup.com. They list groups in your area. What you can do, too, is that you could start one of your own. Let's say you're in Color, and you know what? You're thinking, I want to start a group that gives women makeup advice. And the difference with the way other people do it and I do it is that I actually know how to do color analysis. Or you can even start simple with just doing color fit and then progress to the Color Alliance program. But starting your own meetup group is a great thing to do. One of the questions that we got here in the office is that a woman actually did, she thought, joining a group is going to be a really good idea. But the only problem is that, and this is what she said, is that joining the group might take up more time than I'm willing to devote. I really just want to develop contacts through the groups, and so what should I do? And so a good answer to that is that as an entrepreneur, we know that you ladies are very serious about your business. But that doesn't mean that you can't have any outside fun. So joining a group that interests you, if you do that, you will go to the meetings and even spearhead some fun events for the group. And you might think, well, why do this if it's not really going to be an income-generating activity? But it can be, because you are in the relationship-building business.